What's up, card folk? Welcome to another draft duel. Today we have got Empire facing off against Speedrobo. I'm joined by No Have Name I Want, also known as Patrick. How are you doing today, Patrick?
I've been good. And how have you been?
I've been great. I'm really excited to see, what's going on here. So, what we've got going on today, ladies and gentlemen, is an Arengard versus Arengard mirror match, but both players are playing different heroes. So Empire is playing Aurelia and Speedrobo is playing Tristan. So
Yes. Important note is that Tristan has gotten a buff recently. He now has Steadfast.
yeah, and I'm really excited to see that. So Tristan wasn't being used as much as other heroes, so recently we've decided to give him the Steadfast keyword, and I think he's performing a lot better. How do you think he's doing, Patrick?
I think he is performing better, but I just like to say Empire ran two creatures that just don't care about Steadfast, and the Grand Wizard and Ultra Knight, so that's just Dex or Empire being Empire.
Yeah, absolutely. The Ultra Knight can charge units with Steadfast, so he's pretty ready to counter Tristan. Although Tristan, he can sort of manage it, right? He's a harassment hero. He's got his abilities. He's got Arrest. He's got Shield Bash. All of these are ways to shut down units, although the Ultra Knight is gonna not care so much about that Arrest, because Arrest disarms things and Ultra Knight cannot be disarmed.
Or exhausted. Ultra Knight is just anti-Tristan.
Yeah, actually, you know what? Why don't we talk about Ultra Knight for a second? Because, dude, this card, it's so cool, and I'm really happy to see it popping up in Kingdoms again. Charging Armor 1, 5 power. Oh, boy. It's so cool. Now, I'm really hoping to see, an Ultra Knight game, but right now we're getting, the smaller units, like Priests and Crossbowmen and Shield Bearers drafted, which I think makes sense.
It also looks like Empire's going for what we like to call Knight Aurelia, or Heavy Knight Aurelia. Oh, he has Broadsword.
He does. This is Ultra Knight Aurelia in that case.
Yeah, but you can't draft Wormscale and Broadsword, though.
That's true. I think that may be a kingdom building mistake on his part, Wormscale and Broadsword. He's going to take one of them, I'm sure. But, yeah, tell us the advantages of this Knight Aurelia build that you're talking about.
Heavy Knight is usually 12 gold, and Aurelia can get those stats for a lot cheaper, and she can also bring stuff like Solaragus here. And Aurelia just also has flying, so she can charge things that Heavy Knights usually wouldn't be able to charge, and be a lot scarier that way.
Yeah, absolutely. She can get right into the backline. She can gain charging from Sun's Fervor, fly right into the backline, take out whatever she likes. And I really like it. It's a cool build.
Looks like Speedrobo's answer to a potential Ultra Knight is to run 2 Apprentice Wizards.
Yeah, and that makes sense to me. Like, -1 power, that's their ability. They can give an enemy unit -1 power. It's surprisingly more effective than you would believe. A lot of people write off Apprentice Wizard as the worst Arengard 2 gold, but I think he's quite solid. Like, -1 power can put a wrench in your opponent's plans much more than you think it could.
Yeah, especially because people don't want to cleanse the -1 power debuff. There's a lot scarier things out there than just not being able to get that extra damage in.
Okay. We're seeing a battering ram on the field. I am so down for this. Armor 2 cannot be moved by enemy effects and has its ram ability to deal 5 damage. This thing is a tank, and honestly, Arengard doesn't have that many ways to deal with it. I think its best bet is Aurelia, which is luckily what Empire has going, but getting through that armor is really difficult with so few imbued units. Maybe he'll have to bring Grand Wizard.
Yep, indeed. Paladin, while all having imbued and doing great damage to the battering ram, just gets hit, and battering ram doesn't care.
Yeah, absolutely. But Paladin is a nice answer, I think. It's got its 4 power, imbued damage. That's half the battering ram's health if it gets a hit in. I think it's a good answer if you can put it down.
It might also just force Speedrobo not to hit things, as he knows that Paladin can just run up after he gets hit and then in half that battering ram's health. Yeah,
definitely. So we're seeing Empire drop a Knight down now, which, I mean, it makes sense. It's a very staple unit of Avangard. It's all around solid, charging armor 1, movement 3, 5 health. And it's a reasonable price of 8 gold, so this is just gonna go around the field, I imagine, and take out those smaller units like Shield Bearers and Apprentice Wizards, or it can also be used in the Brawler role, which is quite nice because it can just deal a little bit of extra damage to something like that battering ram.
I always say, Knights are the best card.
Yeah, they're very, very good. Right, we've talked a lot about what Empire's got going on in his kingdom, but let's have a quick look at Speedrobo's side. I'm not seeing any staple units. He's got a Grand Wizard, actually. Maybe that's... Right, because his staple unit's already on the field, though. He's got Battering Ram Grand Wizard going on. We've seen this strategy before. We know it works. You teleport the Battering Ram in round 2, and suddenly it can go wherever it likes and push something right off the map.
Usually the weakness of the battering ram is its mobility, as it's slow, has 1 movement, and the ram can't use his ram ability when it moves. Grand Wizard just teleports it and then it rams something off the map, or just with 5 damage.
Well, exactly. If there's a chain of like dudes, say the battering ram is over here or whatever. There's a chain of dudes going this way, it can hit something for 5 damage, and then the thing over here also gets pushed off the map. It's just a ton of damage all in one big burst that it's hard to deal with, and especially if he can get to go at the end of the round and do this teleport action, or at the very start of round 2, it's a really, really good option. So we're
Something I'm seeing from Robo's list is a Tactician.
Yeah, I don't think he needs it. He's got his Spell Cradles, right? Because his Spell Cradles can give +1 spell power to the battering ram, make it deal 6, or they can give +1 cast range to the Grand Wizard, which I imagine he's going to put down. Yep, there it is.
Double.
But Empire's going for the double Tactician, which, yeah, works really nicely with Knights. It's got the ability to give Pathing +1 range, or, well, +1 power or +1 movement. And Pathing is really, really scary on those Knights, just for the same reason you described earlier, Patrick. Aurelia having flying, going right into the backline. I don't think that Grand Wizard can survive that long if things are flying around or pathing right into it.
Yeah, 2 cards I think Robo's going to have to be careful of is Spellbreaker, or maybe even a Pegasus.
Yeah. Why is that?
Spellbreaker has magic resist, meaning the Grand Wizard's Arcane Blast doesn't kill it, does a lot less damage to it. And also, it has Silence, so he can silence either the battering ram and make it completely useless, or silence the Grand Wizard and make him also completely useless in a way. Or he could just give something else magic resist, and then he would know that it would be safe from the Grand Wizard's Arcane Blast.
Yeah, definitely. I think Spellbreak is a good pick. I agree with you here. Pegasus also is a nice pick. I was just hovering over that for the viewers a little bit. Yeah, you could put it on this little hex here, the F2 hex, and have a Tactician give it +1 power. Suddenly this Grand Wizard is not looking pretty.
And another thing to note, he cannot be debuffed So meaning Speedrobo has to find a way to give it extra health. He does have 2 shield bearers,
Yeah, definitely.
but knowing he can't just run up and diminish the Pegasus is something a little bit scary.
Yeah, and I think with all these, like, we've got so many units on the board right now. We've got all these 2 golds and 3 golds on both sides. A Pegasus would be a really great pick here. It can just eat up all those tiny units, and they can't do anything about it, and it's quite cheap to do so as well. Only 6 gold for that Pegasus. He's going for, yep, Solar Aegis. This makes sense. Unit cannot be attacked. It's just a solid card all round. Stopping a unit being attacked basically guarantees it's surviving this round. Although,
I think that's because Speedrobo's 2 big units are a Battering Ram and a Grand Wizard. Neither of them care about attacking. They just use their abilities to kill stuff.
yeah, so maybe not the best pick, but I'm not sure what this pikeman's doing here. I'm not a big pikeman enjoyer. But it's a steadfast unit. It's got some pretty low stats for a 2 gold, for a 4 gold, I think. It's only a 2/2/3. So I'm not sure why he's using this unit here. Do you have any ideas?
Well, Empire does have a lot of chargers.
Yeah, that makes sense. Could just prevent things going for the Grand Wizard, right? Just put it right in the way. 3? He's got 3 tacticians? Wow. Whoa! I was not expecting that at all. What does he need 3 tacticians for?
You know, Speedrobo has 2 Pegasus. Unfortunately, he doesn't really have a ton of great spots for the Pegasus, as the H5 and B5 spots are protected by the enemy knights.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I don't think he needs to place the Pegasus all the way forwards, right? Because this is a fast unit. It's 4 movement, flying, charging. You're not getting away from that when you're in round 2. He can just set that up in round 1, and then, yeah, take out a couple tacticians.
Tacticians, crossbowmen, priest maybe.
Definitely. It's a solid pick here, and I think he would do good to take it. And there it is. Oh.
Is he first? He is first.
So Speedrobo's first player, he's going to go straight for that tactician, I imagine. Just charge right in there. I'm not sure what I think of this, because that's a 6 for 4 trade when he's doing that. But he does gain an action out of it, right? Because it prevents the tactician from acting.
Yep.
So while he does trade down on gold slightly, it is still useful. I'm right. Empire has to use an action to take him out as well.
1 or 2 actions, because if Empire uses the knight, not only is he using the knight to kill the Pegasus, he's also moving backwards.
Yeah, and suddenly that knight's in a really poor position.
And if Empire uses crossbow field bearer or crossbow squire or something like that, then that's essentially getting 3 actions out of him.
Yeah, which is really, really nice. So while it's a bad gold trade, might not be a bad thing in the long run.
Yes, indeed. And also, I think Tactician's worth more than 4 gold. I'm just going to be honest. I think he is way undercosted.
I disagree, but I do think he's a strong unit, and it's really nice to be able to put any of the, what I consider sort of the main buffs of the game, like power, movement, range. It's nice to just be able to add that onto your units, and Empire having access to it. Empire's a tricksy guy, right? He can do all sorts of weird stuff with just that 1 extra number.
That does look like he doesn't have any imbued or anything on the field right now.
So he's got Aurelia on Sun's Fervor. But yeah, I think that could be a mistake on his part. If he's not really focused on this battering ram right now, and I really think he should be.
If Empire brings Broadsword, then battering ram just hits Aurelia and she dies, and then Speedrobo just heals it up slowly throughout the game.
Yeah.
Because looking at Empire's board, the most he can do is 2 damage.
Right, because he's
Just-
only got
Yeah,
3 power maximum and +1 power on those knights. He's going very sort of wide with his build right now. I'm not sure why he's gone for the Griffin. Do you think that's a good pick?
Well, it does threaten to damage the battering ram. Maybe he's planning on using Aegis Griffin combo.
Yeah, maybe.
It is good because the downside to Solar Aegising a unit is that it can't charge. Griffin doesn't charge anyway, so...
Yeah, so you can use Solar Aegis on the Griffin, and because it doesn't matter that it can't charge anymore, you can give it something like +1 movement or +1 power from the Tactician. Suddenly you've got this Royal Griffin running right into the enemy backlines, doing a ton of damage, and it can't be attacked. It's a nice combo. Oh,
I'm still surprised there's not much imbued coming from Empire.
yeah, I'm really not sure what's going on in Empire's draft right now. What does he need an elite longbow archer for? I don't think it meshes with the speediness of the rest of his army.
I mean, there's no Ultra Knight that does really well into some of these units. I guess not into Grand Wizard, maybe that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, and he
So
could have
he's
just
not at least
grabbed
running
a Spellbreaker for 1 more gold than the elite longbow archer. I think that would have been way more effective.
Well, he still has room for the Spellbreaker, but I don't think Spellbreaker is enough because none he's out of magic damage.
Well, we're seeing, like, quite high gold costs, but still plenty of room to take Spellbreaker. But what I'm also seeing is only 3 slots left in the army. Like, that is not a lot of space to put that Spellbreaker if that's what he wants.
Maybe he's planning on doing Spellbreaker Tempest Mage?
Maybe. So we've got a knight on Speedrobo's side here. Yeah, as we said, knights are solid units. I think it's just ready to run around that backline, clearing up crossbowmen, tacticians, priests, the whole lot.
And look, the only thing he has to be wary of is, of course, Aurelia. But if a knight just doesn't charge in right away, it's protected by the battering ram.
Yeah.
And looking at it, Aurelia's the only real source of damage into that battering ram right now.
And with this amount of units on the board, what I'm seeing coming is a bit of a slow round 1. Players are going to be scared to move their stuff up, right? Because that Grand Wizard especially, I imagine it's going to get +1 cast range from the Spell Cradle Seraph. And suddenly it's got a huge threat range with that Arcane Blast, which deals 4 damage. So yeah, Empire's not going to want to move up, so he's got all these 2 golds, all these 3 golds, just ready to sort of slowly skip out and see what happens.
I'm wondering which item he plans on taking, if any, on Aurelia.
I think it makes sense to get the broadsword here, because he needs the damage against that battering ram. The imbued is all he's got on Aurelia against it right now, and that really worries me. I don't think he's prepared enough for Speedrobo's draft. He's just sort of done his own thing, which might not be the best move when you're up against Grand Wizard battering ram.
Another crossbow? I don't think he needs another crossbow. No, he puts him in anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure about this draft. He's hit 72 gold. So
battering ram is immune to most of it, like pretty much all of his army. The only thing he's not immune to are the 2 knights and the Royal Griffin.
Yeah.
And battering ram does a ton of damage. Battering ram just kills the Royal Griffin for 1.
So what I'm seeing here, right, is essentially Speedrobo's win condition has changed because of this draft. His win condition is no longer take the center or kill all of the enemy units. His win con is now get rid of Aurelia as fast as possible, then dump Battering Ram on the center. Oh, there's that Pegasus.
So he's just going with a 3-power Aurelia.
Yeah. I'm not sure how he deals with Battering Ram right now.
I don't know how he deals with Battering Ram, yeah.
So we've got this Pegasus on Empire's side now. I really like this pick. He's, I think he's going straight for that Grand Wizard. Yeah. And they are beginning the game. We've got almost a full board. There's only one Hex not taken on Speedrobo's side.
Yep, first play Tactician. That's what we thought was going to happen.
Exactly what we thought was going to go down. And yeah, not surprised at all. I think his best way to deal with that is +1 power to the Squire and then take it out. He's going for that +1 power on the Pegasus. Oh, +1 movement. Oh! He's going
took one for the Priest.
Oh!
Priest or Spell Cradle.
It wasn't about Grand Wizard all along. Now that Priest or Spell Cradle Seraph is just gone, right? Whoa!
Well, if Tristan could actually Shield Bash or... No, it can't be. Because the Spell Cradle's immune to it.
Yeah, he...
Oh, man.
I think
he can't be exhausted or debuffed.
Yeah, he can't be exhausted by any effects, so there is no shield bashing that Pegasus. Wow! What a way to take out a priest. I like it.
So I guess that his plan is to slowly chip at the Battering Ram.
Yeah, maybe. I think I'm going to start using that, honestly, that little Pegasus trick. It's really smart.
Yeah. Huh. Because he knew that Tristan couldn't stop the Pegasus.
Exactly. Now, just the cherry on top would be if he moved Aurelia forwards next turn and Solar Aegis the Pegasus, right? Because then it has to be... Oh, never mind. I was going to say it has to be the Battering Ram that deals with it, but he's done that anyway.
A little scary knowing that Griffin's up there, but he just... Robo still has Tristan and Grand Wizard in a way to stop that.
So now we've got no more hanging pieces except for this little Pegasus down here, so the players are going to start going a bit slower. We had a nice little explosive few turns. But yeah, it's looking like we're going to start seeing people slowly moving forwards here. Or just buffing their dudes with Tactician or Shield Bearers or whatever.
This is a quite cheap Tristan, but it does seem like he's going to get shot out by the Archer. Maybe that was Empire's plan with the Elite Longbow Archer, was just to shoot at Tristan.
Yeah, with Tristan's buff getting Steadfast, and he's not brought his Ultra Knight with him, it means that Aurelia and these Knights and the Crossbowmen are really going to struggle to get damage in with that Tristan. So maybe that's what the Longbow Archer's for. It's just ready to sort of ping every now and then. Now that there's no Priest on the field, he can just ping it slowly down and there's no heals going on. Honestly, taking out that Priest so early is just such an advantage to Empire. I always say you need healers in this game, right? Because it really messes with the damage calculations your opponent has to do. They're like, oh, I've got 4 power here and 2 power here, so I can do 6 damage. But you can't because there's healer on the board. But now there's not. So he just needs to add up 6 damage on that Tristan throughout the game and not worry about anything else. I think it's super useful.
Deciding to put the cards in the quote-unquote graveyard.
Yeah, they're just dropping their dudes back here to check how much gold each of them have lost. And currently, Empire is in the lead by a whole gold by taking out that Priest.
Well, I would say Priest is probably more important than a Tactician.
I definitely agree, yeah.
Especially if Empire has had 3.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about a gold, the the trading down the gold, right, with the Pegasus that charged the Tactician, and how sometimes that can be worth it. Well, I definitely think, because of how important healers are, trading that 6 gold Pegasus for that 5 gold Priest was well worth it because of how crucial Priests are to an army.
Exactly, especially towards the battering ram, because with battering ram having armor 2, being the only unit in the game with armor 2, every point of health just makes it that much harder to kill.
Yeah, definitely. It's really hard to break through that, and especially with Empire's lineup right now, he's going to struggle to get that damage in, I think. I like the shield on the Grand Wizard, by the way, because nothing that Empire's got, right, is 4 power. So he's not going to be able to take out that Grand Wizard in one hit without a Tactician at the very least.
I do think, looking at these 2 armors, I think Robo just has to kill 4 units and then he kind of just wins the game. That being both Knights, the Griffin, and Aurelia, because everything else can't damage the battering ram fast enough.
Yeah, definitely. Maybe even just Aurelia. Maybe that's his win con.
Maybe just Aurelia, but now without the Priest healing the battering ram, it might be a little dangerous. Could be wrong here, but...
No, I think you're right. What I've also noticed now, I think we forgot to commentate on this because of how hype that Pegasus play was earlier. But Grand Wizard has got an extra cast range, which is so scary for Empire. He's now got 4 cast range on his Arcane Blast, which gets him everything behind this line in threat range. So he can't really move up that far until Grand Wizard is exhausted.
I would agree, but I don't... we're gonna have to, like, count up actions here. 16... Where am I getting 16 from? I think I just counted all of the units.
Don't worry about it. We'll see how it goes, how the game goes.
I can't tell. I think Robo might have, like, 1 extra action.
Yeah, it's quite tough. He was one unit down to begin with, but both players have taken out unexhausted units throughout. So actually, I think it's pretty even right now, because Empire went first. Speedrobo went first as well, so maybe he's a little bit down.
Everyone's thinking about what to do with their smaller units.
Yeah. I have a feeling that crossbowman down there might be dead, because Empire's not realistically going to move up a Knight or Aurelia into Grand Wizard's range, but that crossbowman there is already there, so maybe Grand Wizard's going to take that guy out.
I don't know if using 2 mana and 4 damage on a 3 gold unit is the best. I think he wants to save all of his mana for the Knights, Aurelia, and the Griffin.
Yeah, true.
Or
just teleport
for the teleport. Yeah, because teleporting battering ram next to Aurelia and Griffin does mean one of them are dead.
Yeah, definitely. And Speedrobo is moving up slowly here because he actually can, right? Because this Grand Wizard is what's providing all the threat that's stopping Empire moving forward. But Speedrobo is welcome to push as much as he likes. He's not in too much trouble if he does so.
Pushing those crossbowmen up to threaten some damage.
Yeah, they're all preparing for the next round. Though I think those crossbowmen, yeah, they might be in a tough spot with things like that Griffin and the Knight going around, right? So that Griffin is, yeah, he's moving, making sure he's staying out of Grand Wizard's way, and he's sat next to Squire, ready to take it out, and then after that, just stab some crossbowmen with his little talons next round. 2 in a row, he's got 2 actions, he can take them out one by one.
Yeah, Griffin actually does really good against crossbowmen because Griffin doesn't get exhausted.
Yeah, exactly. He's got an additional action each round, 2 actions, so he's going to use the first one to go bam into the Squire, the next round he can go bam into this crossbowman and then into another one after that.
Yep, and all the time he's taken 1 damage from all that stuff, so it's gonna take quite a bit to kill it.
I mean, not even that, right? Because, as you said earlier, Solar Aegis from Aurelia can be plopped right on that guy. Make sure he's not going to die from even the Grand Wizard, who's only able to deal 4 damage.
That is true. Just
Skipping
passing
Tristan. I think he has more of an opportunity to move up Tristan than he's bothering with. Right, because Tristan's got Steadfast, as we've already discussed. But yeah, I'm not sure why he's not doing that.
I think he's keeping him there because I think Robo realizes he has 4 units essentially on his side: the Knight, the Battering Ram, the Grand Wizard, and Tristan. So he wants Tristan next to his 2 most important pieces to protect them.
Yeah, I like it. Well put.
Yeah, because looking at the flanks of Speedrobo, they are not good. Let's say good at all. They're very... Knights just run in there and kill them all. Griffin runs in there, kills them all. There's just a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, as soon as this wall of stuff is gone, right? All these tiny units, which they will be soon. That's what the Griffin is for, right? It's gonna be difficult.
+1 range on the longbow archer.
Yeah, he's gonna shoot Tristan, I imagine, just for 2 damage. I like it. It's a nice way to quickly start pinging some damage off.
And something else that we might have missed is that I think maybe Empire's plan isn't to kill the Battering Ram, but to just tap it out, because he does have a lot more mid-range units, so he can easily deal with all of the small units. And then late game, he could just tap it out and then go in for the kill, and then just overwhelm the Battering Ram.
Yeah, that would make sense to me. That's another way of dealing with it that he could definitely do. Okay, here goes Royal Griffin. It's ready to do its stuff. Getting prepared.
So it does look like Empire has way more actions.
Uh-huh.
Speedrobo just has Knight and Grand Wizard, and Empire can easily tap that out.
Ooh, I'm not sure going for the shield is going to be the best idea here. Oh, I'm not sure about that one.
I don't think the Knight dies, though. Most he can do is...
Let's see, Aurelia can deal 3 damage. This Knight here can charge in and deal 2. Yeah, it's not quite enough. Because of that shield, yeah.
Yeah, and the retaliation the Knight would do would be quite heavy. Speedrobo would definitely go first, and then he could just charge into the Aurelia.
Yeah,
and
on the second thought, it wouldn't be possible to kill him. Just as long as Grand Wizard didn't kill that crossbowman, right? Then, yeah, that Knight couldn't charge. But he's skipping that Knight anyway, because he knows he can't do anything with it right now. Ooh, what's he going for?
Oh, diminish.
Why? Why does he need the -1 power on Aurelia? The Knight is fine.
Maybe... Well, it's -2.
Right, it is. It's -2 power. So that Knight is not dying at all.
I feel like he could have just used the free one and saved the mana.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that's for. I would have killed the crossbowman. Looks like Empire is gonna skip out to go first. Or no, he wants the crossbowman. I think that makes more sense.
And he's going to absolutely destroy that left flank of Robos.
Yeah. I'm not sure why he went for the crossbowman that was already under threat from the Griffin. He could have gone for this one up here instead. But... he's staying out of Grand Wizard's range, yeah.
Yeah. He could have been shield bashed and then blasted.
Oh, nice. Yeah, just shoot the Griffin with the Apprentice Wizard, and suddenly the Griffin can't go anywhere near the Grand Wizard because it just gets blasted into oblivion.
Think about Empire's thinking about how to approach that Grand Wizard.
Just gonna
Just gonna
start
take
dealing with
it.
the edges. Yeah, I like it. Seems like the right thing to do.
You know, as much as it looks like Speedrobo's on the back foot here with how much stuff he's losing and how great shape Empire's in, do keep in mind it pretty much is just Speedrobo needs to kill just like 3 units of Empires, and then that battering ram's just home free to sit in the middle.
Yeah, see, I don't think Speedrobo's in trouble at all right now because he's still got his Grand Wizard, which threatens so much stuff.
He has the
and
Grand
he's got
Wizard.
his nice combo with the battering ram.
He's got the Grand Wizard. The battering ram is still pretty much invulnerable to like all of Empire's stuff. The only real thing is Aurelia that he needs to be careful of.
Yeah.
Plus, when Power planning on shooting the Knight.
I imagine so, yeah. I think that would have been better placed on Aurelia. But I'm sure it's fine. Maybe he's just trying to sort of make more of a threat.
Still needs 3 units to kill Knight, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he's planning on shooting Tristan? No, Tristan's out of range.
There's a lot of damage just sort of seeping out from this wall.
Diminishing the enemy crossbowmen?
Yep, -1 power. I like it.
Still kills the other,
Oh, he's going for the knight.
Maybe his plan is +1 power on Aurelia?
Maybe. That could make sense. That would force the knight to move away and out of threatening range.
Plan I had was maybe really, but you can't do it now because it doesn't have the range, teleport's range. But if he could somehow put teleport onto E3,
Yeah, over here. I agree. That would have been really nice.
then, because again, it's immune to pretty much everything. It threatens Aurelia, so she either has to move or just hit the battering ram. And then battering ram could just start itself just killing Empire stuff and going from there.
Yeah, definitely. And the battering ram here threatens both Aurelia and the priest because it would... Oh no, it wouldn't push the priest off because Aurelia would die first.
No, it'll still get pushed.
Oh, it still gets
Even
pushed?
even if the unit dies. Yep.
Oh, that's so good.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice. To be able to do that.
Just needs to start trading, because if the crossbow takes the apprentice wizard, Squire takes the crossbowman, and then Empire's other crossbowman takes the Squire, and then now he is up again another action.
Not sure what he's doing with his shield bearer, just sort of moving it up, I guess.
I think he's just moving it up.
Yeah, making sure
Again,
that...
Speedrobo takes that shield bearer. He then takes the crossbowman back.
Yeah. And a shield bearer that's used its shield, I don't think is as valuable as a crossbowman. They're both 3 gold, and shield bearer's done its job already.
Shield bearer at that point is just a body and an action.
Yeah. He's going for it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I think that was a mistake.
Yeah. At this point, Empire's just looking to just trade away his units until eventually it's just Grand Wizard and Battering Ram. And then once Grand Wizard's down, Battering Ram's a sitting duck there.
Yeah, definitely. And you can see by just the amount of units left on the board, right? Speedrobo is running out of dudes, and he's going to run out of more very soon. Once this wall is gone, then there's nothing stopping knights charging in right at Grand Wizard. What are we getting? +1 cast range? Yeah, +1 cast range on that Grand Wizard. Same thing again, it makes sense.
Now able to hit the knight on Speedrobo's left deployment zone.
Yeah, which I imagine this is just going to force a knight play. Right, he's just moving away. I don't think he wants the damage at all. That attack range on Grand Wizard is absolutely immense, though.
Could still hit the squire or the crossbowman.
Yeah, maybe.
If he kills that squire, he can threaten to take the longbow archer with the knight. I don't know if that's a super great decision, but it is 2 units down.
I don't think he needs to worry about these knights as much as he seems to think he does, right? Because Grand Wizard can deal 4 damage to them, which doesn't actually kill them. He can still heal them up with Priest, and they have armor. They're not going to die to a shield bearer or anything. Maybe a knight is the necessary sacrifice he needs, right? To just plow through just that.
Because then, if he kills that longbowman, Tristan's safe. He's no longer getting threatened to get poked out. Everything on Empire's side would then have charging, and he can then have Tristan be an actual strong force to start hitting Empire stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. The steadfast on him really helps right now against these knights.
Let's see, maybe Arcane Blasting the Squire is the right choice here.
I would go for the crossbowman, but you may be right.
Well, just because then it threatens Knight taking Longbowman, and that would then force Empire to have to defend it, and then
I really at the very least,
then at the very least, Speedrobo just backs up and then backs up that Knight to do something else.
I really like that idea that you've got going there. So you're saying what, Grand Wizard takes out that squire, suddenly there's the path here, and then
or a crossbowman trying to block it, or more likely the apprentice wizard comes up and diminishes it, but then the knight just kind of leaves.
I think that would be a super strong move if he can pull it off.
Yeah, like I said, I think Speedrobo just needs start chipping away at Empire's stuff.
Yeah, and it's not a bad trade, right? That knight is already in danger. It's likely to die soon anyway. But
all Empire has to do is give Aurelia +1 power at any point, and then the knight then has to move away.
Yeah, exactly. It might be just way better to take out that 6 gold and suddenly, like, you're down 2 gold on that trade, but other than that, it's not that bad.
Well, think of it this way: if that longbow archer is done, nothing's really like threatening Tristan. He all of Empire's big threats are chargers.
Yeah.
So then Tristan can run up and actually start like killing crossbowmen or stuff like that.
Yeah, Tristan's free to do as he pleases as soon as that longbow archer is down.
Yeah, maybe shield bash and knight just to again get an action out of him.
Yeah, and suddenly becoming useful is pretty nice for him.
Yeah. Maybe Speedrobo sees it, he's just trying to wait for Empire to tap down a bit more.
See, I'm not sure that's a good idea, right? Because if Tactician gives Aurelia +1 power before the Squire is dead, it's now too late to execute that plan. If he gets it, gets rid of the Squire before Aurelia has +1 power, then he's fine.
That is true.
He's moving his Squire away, okay, which leaves the crossbowman free to do that. I think the reason he did that was because he knew it was going to die. That knight is going to charge up anyway.
Yeah. Pikeman can take the Squire spot and then threaten the crossbowman.
Yeah, I think if Speedrobo wants to take that square, I think he has to do it now.
Not what he's going for, though. What's he going for? Shield
Shield
bash the
bash?
crossbowman. I like this move. He's suddenly actually using Tristan, which is really nice, and because of that steadfast, he's not in trouble at all.
Yeah, Knight can go to, what is that, H4? Between the and
yeah.
the crossbowman. And then
Just here.
all he has,
Yeah.
well, between Tristan,
Oh, right. You're
H4,
staying here.
H4.
That one.
Yeah, because then it's just... Well, obviously he doesn't move there now. He waits for the Grand Wizard to be typed up, but then...
Yeah, as
that's the
soon as
clear
he's up
cut.
there, he's got that huge threat on Grand Wizard. But I think that might be a mistake because Tristan could shield bash it again, and then suddenly it's super vulnerable to Grand Wizard.
Maybe Pikeman takes that spot? Moving Battering Ram up?
Yeah, I like this move. This basically
Actually
protects his knight.
the knight, yeah, because now if Aurelia takes it, Battering Ram just kills Aurelia.
Yeah,
And
he
then
could
that's one.
have done this all around, and I'm not sure why he didn't. Maybe he was wanting to try and get a crazy teleport off, but if you can't get a teleport off, then just use your battering ram as a protector, and it's doing good here.
Now he
'cause-
can take that square! Oh, please take. Nothing can protect the longbow archer now.
Right, it can't.
Well, I guess there's a crossbowman, but I mean, Knight just takes it anyway.
Yeah, I agree. He should go straight for the squire. Take out that longbow archer.
Yeah, there's a lot of different options he still has here.
It's time to decide though, because he's down to his last two dudes, which are the Grand Wizard and the Knight.
Yeah.
Gotta make a decision here. I really want him to take out that squire.
Maybe he teleports the battering ram up. I mean, maybe that's what he's thinking of.
Possibly. I'm not sure that's the best move right now.
Maybe because if he teleports the battering ram to E3, right in front of Aurelia, and then the knight can charge the squire, and then the knight then just threatens the longbow archer.
Hmm.
And then it also means like if Aurelia does get +1 power and kills the knight, battering ram just kills Aurelia.
Yeah.
And it's still pretty much immune because there's like the Griffin's on the other end of the map, meaning it doesn't get 2 attacks off. And then the knights only deal 1 damage to it.
I'll be honest, I totally forgot that the Griffin was even on the battlefield. It's just so out of the way, and it's really in trouble with 1 damage on it, right? Because that Grand Wizard can just take it out as soon as it's in range. It's not really doing much anymore.
Yeah, and Empire passed with Priest. Like, if he moved Griffin to like D5, he could have healed it with Priest.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, no, that's unfortunate. He's making sure that Aurelia can't kill the Knight, though, with the -2 power on her. I mean, that's a really sensible move.
Knight takes Squire, or the Knight take Elite Longbow Archer. Still there.
Right, he's completely fine to just do that now, because Aurelia can't do anything. She's only got 1 power right now.
Yeah, even with the +1 power, doesn't do anything to the Knight.
Exactly.
3 health and a shield.
Oh, what's going on Aurelia here? Is it +1 power?
Just +1 power. Oh,
No attacking plus. He's put Solar Aegis on Aurelia, so
for the
making
action.
sure.
So pop.
Yeah, they're just reading the card, making sure that's allowed, and yep, it is.
I think he's just doing that for the action, seeing what the Knight wants to do.
Yep, makes sense to me. Looks like the Knight's going for the Squire, as we've discussed. I think the Knight's in trouble now. Is it? No, it's not. It's still got 1 health at the end of all of this.
He can't
Empire can take it. He's gonna have to take some retaliation. Wait, can he?
He can't. He's got one power on Aurelia right now.
2. No, crossbow's 1, knight's 2. If you give the knight paving, it can charge the knight.
Uh-huh.
So that's 3 damage total, and then Aurelia finishes it off with their 4th.
So you've got 1 from the crossbowman, right?
1 from crossbowman.
Yeah.
2 from knights. That's 3 damage total, and because he already has a damage on him. So
Which knight?
Now at 1 health.
This knight here?
Yeah, give it paving.
Right! Oh, I totally forgot you could do that, of course, so yeah.
You just talked about it at the beginning of the game!
So Tactician, yeah, he can give pathing to units. This is why he's so good, right? You always forget this. Yeah, 1 damage here. This knight runs around, stabs that knight. Oh, yeah, the knight's going down.
And then he also threatens the Grand Wizard in a way. Grand Wizard have to Arcane Blast it.
Yeah, definitely. There's ways he can pull this off right now, which really threaten Grand Wizard.
Yeah, but if Grand Wizard uses Arcane Blast, he's tapped, and then Empire can move in, and knowing that Grand Wizard's out, no more Arcane Blast, he can really put the pressure on.
Definitely.
I wonder if Empire even sees pathing, because no one ever uses pathing on Tactician.
Yeah, and they really should. I think, though, based on the fact that he's gone for a damage there, and also the fact that this is Empire we're talking about, he's probably seen it.
Maybe it's just my Gath brain kicking in. It's like, you can kill the unit. Like, why? It's only 2 damage on your knight. Just kill the unit.
Yeah. He's not going for it, though. He skipped with Aurelia. Maybe he knows that he can just do it next round, right?
Aurelia, I guess, so Loregas kills him, I guess.
Putting the knight next to Tristan, just ready to punch him. I like. It means that a shield bash is kind of forced. Yep, there goes that crossbow, that archer even. That's exactly what we thought was going to go down, and exactly what happened. And Speedrobo's got to start making fast decisions, because he's only got 1 minute 30 left on his clock. Same goes for Empire, but...
A couple good trades on Empire, Speedrobo's side. Pegman can just take the crossbowman.
Right, yeah. That's completely free right now. I don't think he needed to do that. Right, he was doing that to avoid the shield bash on Aurelia. Which is now a disarm on the knight? I'm not sure why he's disarming rather than shield bashing when... Right, for the +1 action. Right, so Tristan is still active and can now take out that crossbowman next to him. And that knight can't really do that much since he's disarmed.
Empire does have a fully mana priest, though.
Yeah.
It's so weird seeing a priest not do anything for 2 rounds.
It is very strange.
Usually priest is getting murdered, about to get murdered, or
removing a debuff on knight apparently right now, which makes loads of sense to me.
Yeah, because crossbowman shoots Tristan and then +1 power on the tactician.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants the tactician to buff the knight first. Then he can shield bash the knight and then just move somewhere else.
See, here's my thought right now. That knight could get +1 movement on it from the tactician. And suddenly it can go right up there and kill that Spell Cradle Seraph. And suddenly he's going to be completely fine next to that Grand Wizard. He can finally take it out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Looks to me like Empire is just slowly sort of overwhelming Speedrobo, though, by taking out the smaller units, which is exactly the right play when you're up against an army like this. Here goes, what's going on the Grand Wizard?
Spell Cradle's now out of mana.
+1 cast range.
Arcane Blast the Knight.
Oh, he stopped worrying about that Griffin. And I like it. I think the best way to get through this Grand Wizard massive arcane blast thing, right, is just to throw multiple units into the range, because he can only kill one of them.
Arcane Blast is now coming down, and now Grand Wizard has not the mana for another one.
Yeah, and
The Knights are free to just go in, clean up the rest of Speedrobo's
exactly.
janky, crappy units out.
Exactly. They can just walk right up there now, completely free of care.
It is officially just battering ram. That's really. Well, I guess Tristan's still not terrible.
Yeah. What are we getting? I really hope it's +1 movement on the knight. That would make me happy. It's not. It's +1 power. He's ready to kill Tristan. Yeah, he forced that shield bash right there. That's not save Tristan, though, because this knight over here can just walk right up.
Yeah, I mean, he says steadfast, +1 power, +1 range.
Right, he's got steadfast, of course. So +1 range on the crossbowman. That's nice, because he can just shoot Tristan. 2 damage. Getting right through that steadfast with range.
Yeah.
Like it.
Speedrobo trying to block up that spot for Grand Wizard, because Grand Wizard's still an archer. He can still throw his book at 2 health units.
Yeah, Grand Wizard's low on mana right now. He's only got his 1 left.
He does have a teleport, which might come in play. He might teleport the ram next to Aurelia.
Right, we're seeing Squire sit next to Tristan because he's ready to just punch him next round.
Planning on taking first with passing. Yep.
Okay.
Speedrobo is first right here.
Now it's getting interesting.
Wonder if he has the knight just hit the battering ram just to get some damage in.
See, I would... Yeah, that could make sense to me. He needs to sort of
think of
pick off it every now and then.
It's round 3 right now, and the battering ram doesn't have any. Yeah,
he's gone.
So I think at this point he needs to at least get a bit of chip in.
Okay, we're shield bashing the crossbowman. Tristan's gonna go down to a squire. Both
I think
players
he just
running out of time.
Tristan's out. I think he should have honestly just have the knight hit the battering ram, because now the battering ram just hits the knight away.
That's fine. The knight can still attack. He's got charging.
Yeah, he's just charging.
Grand Wizard, maybe diminish Aurelia, because she's got imbued.
Maybe he teleports the battering ram.
Oh, he's teleporting the battering. Oh, he's threatening to kill Aurelia. So yeah, all Aurelia can do now is
Aurelia just moves away.
Yeah. Or better yet, charges around, right? I think that's what he's gonna do. Yeah, like that. But Aurelia's still gonna die because she takes 5 damage to the ram. Does Empire have enough damage left?
Actually, no. Battering ram's dead now because both tacticians buff the.
Oh!
Yeah. Battering ram's dead now.
Apprentice Wizard coming in clutch with his imbued 1 damage attack going right through the armor. I love it.
Even then, the battering ram's still dead.
Yeah, it's looking like it. We've got +1 power on that knight. That's going to be 2 damage from the knight.
And then Pathing finishes it off.
Oh, it does! Pathing on that knight. Or +1 power on the crossbowman would also do it.
Yeah. I think that's kind of it for...
It's looking like it's going to be game soon enough. As soon as that battering ram's gone, I don't think there's anything left that Speedrobo can do. He's giving +1 power to the crossbowman, looks like.
Even Grand Wizard's dead here.
Yeah.
Knight charging Grand Wizard. Oh, no! Spell Cradle coming in with the flying.
Yeah, it's fine though, right? Because Grand Wizard's out of mana. He's not doing anything. There goes the battering ram. That is gonna be game almost certainly. Yeah.
The Knights threaten too much stuff. There's still even a full mana like a pretty much full mana priest here.
Yeah. So these
I
knights
know
are gonna
I
run
think at
around.
this point, the knights just clean everything up.
Yeah, absolutely. That pikeman's still gonna be annoying because it can't be charged. It's probably gonna be the last thing left. That's fine though, right? It doesn't matter. Are they stopping the clock for... What are they stopping the clock for?
Maybe he's calling the game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Sounds like
they're-
it. Wonderful. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this draft duel. If you haven't played Legacy's Allure yet, you can check out our link in the description below to our website and join our Discord. Someone will be happy to teach you the game. I've been Dex. That's been Patrick. Thank you for watching.